Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase, pricing, and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch is a fascinating piece in steel, made in 140 pieces for 2024, which marks 140 years of the company whose name is on the dial. Now, it's spelled with a V to Romanize it, but it is pronounced Bulgari. This is the Octo Finissimo S Chronograph Sketch. So the Octo Finissimo, a series launched in 2014, also marks 10 years with this model. So there was an automatic version and then there was this chronograph GMT, and we'll talk about all of these features. But the defining feature of this is the limited edition and the sketch style dial by the company's in-house design master, Fabrizio Stigliani. Now you can see the timepiece is based on the 2021 Octo Finissimo S chronograph, which is the water-resistant one. So it's 100 meters water-resistant via the screw-down crown. It's bigger, too, at 43 millimeters in diameter. I measure it 9.1 millimeters thick. From lug tip to lug tip, 51 millimeters. If we include the end links, the total distance across the wrist is 54.2 millimeters. And then, although it's not quite as simple as just sticking in a replacement strap, the lug spacing is 30 millimeters. And it is a conventional lug spacing system with a spring bar. So it's not a full integrated bracelet, even though it looks that way. We'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference. Now, you might say 9 plus, 9.1. It doesn't seem terribly finissimo, but you got to realize 100 meters water resistant, automatic winding, 55 to 60 hour power reserve, chronograph, a second time zone. That is pretty thin, 9.1, given all of those features, but it's a bigger watch. So I recommend it for a wrist my size or larger. So if your wrist is my size, 16 centimeters circumference and up, you can wear it. Any smaller, you're going to want to go with the standard 42 millimeter chronograph GMT or one of the 40 millimeter Octo Finissimo models. It has a nice weight to it too. I'm not going to say it's heavy, not in the sense that gold is heavy, but it feels solid. Being made of steel and fairly large, it doesn't have the toy-like sense in the hand or on the wrist that you get with the titanium Octo Finissimo models. You can see that the bracelet's actually fascinating as we have this little declining plane on each individual link, and it's a combination of polish and satin. We've got quite a few removable links here, so you're probably going to find the size that suits you. Be advised, though, in order to make this super thin, they used a system of pins and sleeves to fix these links together. So if you want to size this at home, you're going to need a block and punch. But with many small links, you're absolutely going to find the right size. Also worth mentioning, there's a unique system to keep everything slim when it's on the wrist, allowing the clasp to actually fit into a little countersink that's built into the terminal links next to the clasp. That's one of the elements that keeps the watch looking and feeling thin when it's on your wrist. Now, it's friction fit, so it doesn't have any kind of trigger security or a clamshell, but it is pretty secure when closed, and being a double fold, it's less likely to pinch your wrist if you have a smaller wrist. We've got a black onyx cabochon on the crown with double row knurling. This model does have a screw down because, again, it's the 100 meters water resistant version. Supposedly there are 110 facets on this case, and while I haven't counted, I'm going to press the I believe button here. However, one feature you'll find that's not universal on the Octo Finissimo series is several different finishes. We've got radial lapping machine style brushing on the bezel. We've got linear brushing on some of the steps of the lugs and case, and then we've got polish, which offers a nice contrast compared to some of the others, which are all matte finished and don't give you that contrast. You can also see the faceting to the chronograph triggers, which allows them to integrate almost as though they weren't there. Taking a look to the opposite side, this trigger allows us to manipulate the local hour hand, so if you want to step it, that's how you do so. And you can see we've got a conventional chronograph here. And what appears at first glance as though it might be a chronograph register, let's demonstrate how this works. It's actually, this is the second time zone right there. So what you do is you set that second time zone, which is in a 24-hour format, to whatever hour you want to display. And then you set your minutes. And once you've done that, you push the crown back in. And then you set your local hour to whatever your local hour is. Because there's no date, you don't have to worry about advancing it and jumping an hour display. You can also see that we have a portrayal of the movement that's been sketched onto the dial. There's a dichotomy here between angles and curves, and you can see we've got some rounding of the plinth of the bezel. The bezel's completely round, and so is the sapphire, but the inner bezel framing the dial, that is actually polygonal. So we have that sort of dichotomy of two different finishes, but then also curves and creases both in juxtaposition. You could see that the dial, designed by Fabrizio Buonamassa, is a lovely look. We'll move the hands around so you can see some of what's here. You can see it says Côte de Genève, Ruby, Bulgari, seconds, 24 hours, chronograph, minutes, and they are semi-instantaneous jumping. And note that this has a stop seconds function. All of the Octo Finissimo models do not have stop seconds. You can also see the column wheel to the chronograph, and that's important to note. This is a column wheel chronograph. It's a lateral clutch, but it's a column wheel chronograph, and it's a lateral clutch because lateral clutches are typically thinner, and that's exactly what a watch like this demands. The column wheel feel, it's quite good. It feels good, it sounds good, it's super crisp. You could see Edizione Limitata, and then the years, 1884 to 2024. You can also see it's a nice large movement. It's about somewhere between 36.6 and 37.2 millimeters, but it's only 3.3 millimeters thick. And the way Bulgari did this is they created a peripheral rotor system where you have this weighted mass around the edge, and it operates the winding system via a peripheral train. And then all the chronograph and time-telling functions are sort of located in the hole of the donut in the center, and this was derived from the automatic tourbillon movement, which I think was the BVL 288. This is the BVL 318, and you can see it's a 37-joule automatic. It's got a 3 hertz beat rate. It's very thin for all the features that it has, and it's nicely decorated. It's to a standard that I would describe as roughly what you'd get from JLC, Audemars Piguet, Zenith, FP Journe, Glasuta Original, maybe even a little bit better. We've got a full balance bridge for better bracing against shock, so although it's thin, it's not a trick pony. It is an everyday durable movement. You can absolutely wear it and enjoy it, taking advantage of its complications, its beauty, and the fact that it is a manufacturer product. Bulgari has the ability now to build almost every single part of the watch. Bracelets, clasps, cases, dials, movements. This is a true manufacturer product. The legacy of the old Gerald Genta and Daniel Roth manufacturer went into Bulgari watchmaking, and that's what informs the underlying architecture and quality and heritage of this watch. It is from that lineage. That is what Bulgari watchmaking at the highest level is today. So the watch offers an awful lot: thin, fine, complicated, water resistant, and one of the great modern design series. The Octo Finissimo has gained as much credibility in its, I guess now, 12 years of existence as some brands achieve in 100 years. So if you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.